That's amazing. The older
Yes.
couple that just left that I was talking to, they are very well connected in Grand Rapids. And she's like, we have a ton of friends that are in the art community that are
Yeah.
philanthropists and, things like that. And
Yes.
she's like, this piece needs to be a part of somebody's collection somewhere that everybody can see it. And she's like, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, I haven't thought that far.
I don't
yet."
know.
I'm like, I don't know. I have
don't
no.
know.
Yeah. Everyone keeps asking, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, it's like 6.5 feet by 8.5 feet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
It's going to forever be above the giant mantle in your 3-story open
Yes.
home.
Yeah, because I live in a giant mansion, so I'm just going to hang it on one of my giant walls.
Maybe roll it up until we figure.
Oh my
whoops.
gosh, right?
Oh, what do you?
We couldn't even bring it in the Jeep because it was too big. We had to bring it in the MDX because
you
it was
need our
like
vans?
right. I'm like, I need a moving truck to bring it in here.
Let them take me as far as they want to go. And it's time for me to say, they won't break me, I'm braver than I know. I was made for this. Oh, such a time as this. Oh, I was made for this.
Anyways, so welcome.
Oh, hi.
We are here from downtown Grand Rapids. It is currently ArtPrize. Downtown Grand
amazing
Rapids is
time.
not usually quite this busy with
I
everybody.
love seeing it.
Oh, I love it so much. The
This
whole city
feels-
comes alive.
This feels like, can I say, pre-COVID, when people
does.
on the weekends used to be out and about on
Yeah.
days like this,
Yep.
just experiencing being outside and walking around. I love
I
it.
absolutely love the feeling of it. I mean, they did have ArtPrize for the past couple of years, but I feel like this year it's really exploded, again, kind of
Yes.
come back out through.
Yeah, because
Hey, good. I need a sip of water.
I did feel like it had gotten less attended, but I'm not feeling that.
I think the new organizers of it have done a phenomenal job, though. I mean, they really, the kickoff celebration was incredible. The fireworks were some
it
of the best I've
amazing?
ever seen.
Yay.
Even better than 4th of July. I mean, they were,
Really?
oh yeah. We kept thinking, this is the finale. And then it would keep going, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't the finale. I'm like, okay, no, this is the finale.
they
no,
really
it kept
went
going.
all out.
It was like 25 minutes straight
Holy
of
cow.
incredible,
Wow.
incredible fireworks. So,
Yay.
yeah, I was pretty impressed with.
And here you are in the middle of it.
And I am an official artist. Here's my official artist badge with my sneaky photo on the back of it so that people know what my project is. But
Can I just say that I am so proud of you right now?
Yes.
Like, I feel like I could start leaking. I'm
We
that
can't
proud
leak
of
yet.
what you've done.
Thank you so
truly,
much.
Truly, it's beautiful.
thank you. Can you hear us through those sirens? We are back
All right.
recording? Okay, that's good. Did you miss all that I just said? Because beautiful. Yay, thank you for coming in. It was good to see you. Tell Veda I miss her face. Anyways.
This is just awesome. I love the art lover crowd.
Oh, it's so fun.
I love them because they're unique. There are no cookie cutter people out
They
here.
are as non-cookie cutter as you can get, and I think that that's so much fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So we went to see Aaliyah over at her store. Is literally
Yes.
right there, Downtown Nutrition. It's like behind the painting right there. So the first night that I was here, or maybe it was Friday night. It was Friday night. So we're standing here in the store, and I'm
Yeah.
talking, we're just kind of talking. Everybody's talking, and all of a sudden I didn't say anything and went running out the door. No words to my family or anything. I just went running out the door and ran across the street, and I didn't say anything. So anyways, like a half an hour later, Aaron calls me. He's like, where are you? And I was like, oh, yeah, sorry.
about that.
I'm like, I just literally ran out the door across the street and attacked Aaliyah from behind and was like, hi.
Oh, man. Because she's hosting. She have 2 pieces?
She has 1, 2, 3, 4 artists, I
Wow.
think, in there.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's one on the back wall, 2 on the main wall, and then the one that kind of goes all around. There's like a whole
Okay.
thing outside of that. So I thought that was
Aaliyah?
pretty cool. Yeah.
I hope this is wonderful for you.
We hope
And
it's
that
wonderful
business
for
of
you,
yours.
too. Yeah. Go to Downtown Nutrition. It's a fantastic
Yes.
place.
But make sure you stop by here first.
Yeah, stop by here. We're
Or
at
after.
Webster's Market. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but That's where our piece is.
Yes.
At West. It's been such an experience.
Talk about it.
Okay, so this is my first year in ArtPrize ever. Like I have attended ArtPrize since it started, but
Right.
I've never ever even dreamed of
Yeah.
putting something
I
in
can't
it.
imagine.
It's
Paint by number, does that count?
well, it does across the street, so I don't know. There's literally a paint by number across the street, except other people are
There
painting
is
it.
hope for me.
There is hope for you. So when I hit submit, I remember I wanted to throw up.
I
I
was
told
gonna
you
say,
that. I
you
was like,
did.
okay, I'm like gonna throw up now. Because it was so daunting. It was like, who am I? I'm nobody special to put my
you
like
take
put
that
my stuff
back.
in. No, but that's how I felt. Like
I
like these
know.
amazing artists and all these incredible things, and I'm all like, are we sure? This is...
Yes.
Anyways, so yeah, and then I didn't think about it for quite a few months, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, ArtPrize is in like 2 weeks. I probably should like order business cards and focus on what I'm doing and
ArtPrize-y
like
stuff?
order my piece. That would be good to order my piece. So I
Or you
did.
could stand and describe it.
Oh my word! This is what it was gonna look like. This,
So here's the concept.
here's
Imagine,
the open
if
blank
you will.
wall of where it was gonna
I
go.
know. Look
Yep.
vote for this.
Yep. So I didn't know what to expect, right? But I've been so busy in my life that I couldn't really overthink it. So I didn't really know coming into it what it was going to be. Well, this week rolls around and I haven't felt anxiety in like 9 months.
Right.
Nope. 7 months. And all of a sudden it was like, it is taken over this week. And all these thoughts have popped back up again of, am I good enough? Is this even worthy of being here? And my social anxiety has kicked in to the point where I sat in my car the first day and I was like, get out of the Jeep. Get out of the, and I'm sitting in the Jeep and I'm like,
love
get
that
out
you
of the
have
Jeep.
that voice.
And I was like, you have to get out of this Jeep. You
Yes.
can't sit in the Jeep all day long. And
But
so
I want to.
I told myself to get out of the Jeep. I got out of the Jeep. And then I just came. And then when I start talking to people, then I'm like, oh, duh, like, hello, But that to me is what anxiety is. It's thinking about it ahead of time. Like, this is
Right.
going to be horrible. Why are we? And then
Is
when
it
you do it, you're like, oh, that was dumb. Like, why did I even
Sure.
feel
Was
that
it
way?
just over unknowns or it's like new territory?
I
It's
haven't
something
quite figured that
different,
out
or
because
where
I
does
have felt
come
that way
from?
every time I came down here.
Isn't that interesting?
Full blown panic attack yesterday on my
Really?
way down here in the car with Aaron and Addison, and I was just like, I can't tell you why. I can't quite pinpoint what is triggering all of it, but I do know that some of the feelings were of just that I'm in a competition.
Okay.
And I'm very competitive, right? So when I enter things and I do things and I join like games or competitions, I want to win.
Got it.
That's just in me.
It's
I
who
have a
you
very
are.
competitive nature.
This is also a competition involving a passion of yours, your
Yes.
photography. So it's not just your run-of-the-mill competition. It is putting up your labor of love
It is.
against what other people are doing.
It is.
So let me share what a couple said when they walked out and stopped. She's one of those undiscovered gems that we have in our community, and word needs to get out.
Oh, I want to share my story so bad. Like, I want the
Yes.
news channel to come up and I can tell my story on the news channel. Because I feel like when I have people that walk into the venue, the piece is great, right?
Yes.
It's beautiful, it's
It is.
stunning, but that's all it is without the story.
Right.
And so sometimes I can't get to all the people in the store, and so they just walk in, they look at the piece, and then they walk out, and I'm like, but you
Hear
didn't
what
get
it
it.
is.
You didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I it has helped so much to know that my piece has already changed a couple people's lives,
Yeah,
and that's
I got to walk up in
You
the middle
did.
of that in here. It's
you did.
beautiful.
We had that woman, and I'm actually, I don't know where my phone is, but I want to read the email. So yesterday, this woman just randomly came into the store.
Yes.
Her and I were standing there and we were talking, and as I was explaining the story, her eyes were welling up. And I was like, uh-oh, like I've made somebody else cry. I've done that a couple times. But she was like, you need to understand why I'm here. She's like, I just flew in from another country
Yes.
because her daughter is here and she needed her.
Yes.
And
Because
her daughter was in a very similar headspace to where I was when I started all of this.
In a crisis involving your mental well-being.
It is. It is. So I'm going to read really quick the email that I got because it's so beautiful. And it just says, Sarah, our path may never cross again, but I just wanted to thank you. I believe that everything happens for a reason and that you are exposing at the very same place that I'm staying. The hotel room is literally above us. While visiting from Montreal to see my daughter who got hospitalized for mental health issues. It didn't happen by chance. Today you gave me hope. You are the living proof that one day at a time,
I just got chills. I am so
things
many chills.
can and will get better. Thanks for this wonderful project. Thanks for putting a smile on all these 200 women's faces, and thanks for giving me hope. I can't predict if you'll get enough votes for it to win, but in my eyes, you truly are my winner. And then we ran into her on the street today. And I got to meet her daughter, and I got to give her daughter my information and ask her to be a part of my next project.
Thank you for sharing that. How else would you have ever met somebody from French Quebec, Canada?
There's no way.
Your paths would never, ever have crossed, and she is a mom that's hurting and afraid and trying to take care of a daughter.
And she knows her daughter is now not alone in this big
Yes.
city in another country.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
priceless as a mama.
So to me, those moments are the things that help me push past these attacks of anxiety and these
Yes.
attacks of things and I know where it's coming from. It's the enemy that doesn't want me to be
sure.
here spreading
Yeah.
my story
Yeah. Oh,
and
you're
wants
not
me to
good
stay in the
enough, Sarah.
darkness.
What makes you think that you can be here,
Yep.
Sarah?
Yep. And my daughter got to be my hero because
Yes.
twice already she has taken me aside
Good.
and she has said, this is not about you.
Oh.
This is not about winning the competition. This is not about votes. She's like, that is not why you have started this. And she's like, so you need to remember why you did this project in the first place. And she's got me by the shoulders, like one of those talks where you're holding on by the shoulders. And I'm just like, you're right.
Ah.
You are so right.
Yes. We all need those reminders
We
in
do.
life, though.
We
and
do.
how lucky are we that we have people
Yeah.
that will do that. I'm so thankful.
Because you get
for
inside your
Addison.
head. You do. You get inside your head and you can't get back out of your head
We're our own worst enemies.
completely. So much so. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad you get out of the car and you're here and present and talking
Oh,
about
man.
your art because
I kept thinking, I was
It
like, I'm
speaks
paying
to
for
people.
parking right now anyways. Get out of the car. You're wasting your parking time.
well, you're from West Michigan when the cost of parking's going to be, well, darn it, I'm getting my money's worth.
Oh, my
so-
word. Yes. Yes, for sure.
Oh,
But yeah.
man.
And it's interesting because I haven't really wanted to be a part of the artist. They had a lot of these welcome dinners and parties
Right.
and all of this. And
Yes.
I'm like, I'm not here for all of that. I'm here for my piece. I want to be here to explain it to people.
Right.
And that's, yeah.
I think a lot of the other
This?
artists.
Is it making noise?
No, you keep moving it like this and then leaving it there.
Oh.
And I was just helping you out.
Thank you. You're the best. He keeps my
Keeps you
jewelry.
centered.
He keeps my jewelry looking the best.
You are very attentive to her jewelry. Now, can I mention that
His
you are a
necklace is
little
also
cockeyed
off.
and hanging off to the side? There we go.
That's so much better. It's so much better.
So the reason I'm attentive to it is because I'm always looking at your boobs.
Thank you.
So I see it.
Yep. They're out there.
Unless you're walking away from me and then I'm looking at your boobs.
Oh my gosh.
Got something coming and going.
Always. Always. So,
I just wanted to say one thing to just gently set this one in your brain.
I love it.
When you are in ArtPrize again someday, I want to encourage you to go to those artists get together because every artist that's showing up has something that they've poured themselves into and that they also love. So you have a
Oh, I
common
love
denominator with all of them.
I love that.
They aren't there to tell you yours is less than or anything else other than to just welcome you because you're all artists that are here because you love art and you love what you do.
And we're putting ourselves out there and saying,
Yes.
here this is.
Yes.
Do you like it? Do you not?
I know.
Yeah,
That's got to be, humanly speaking, that's hard to put ourselves out there.
It's
Maybe
so
this is
hard.
a good way to, putting yourself out there with the possibility that judgment could be
Yes.
made. And you might hear things that, well, that's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, it's been wonderful comments that I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you willingly put yourself out there, it doesn't mean that it's. I'm so ready to hear negative stuff about something I love.
Well, and it's like that on our videos, because I so welcome negative comments
Yes.
because it drives up the views.
Exactly,
And it
bring
makes
it
me
on.
laugh every time. Like there was
I
one
know.
random comment the other day and it was like, oh, they'll just give anybody a podcast these days. And so I just wrote back and said, thanks for watching.
Yeah, they sure will.
Thanks for watching, like with a smiley face.
And we're darn glad of it, too.
Yep. You don't need like
I
a
know.
degree in something to have a podcast.
So-
Come on.
I read those now, and I immediately wonder what's behind that negativity to strangers and people you will never meet. What is behind your need
Right.
to be negative or put down or belittle or anything else? What's
I
behind it?
feel bad for them. And this particular gentleman, I did go and visit his profile because I found it so
Oh.
funny. Like it was like the only comment that we had so far on it. And it was like, you have 4 followers, you have no videos, so you're just there trolling. Like you're
Yes, that's
just
what he
there to
does.
do the negative,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I felt really, really bad for him.
I
Like,
know. How sad
you
to
have
live
a
your
sad-
life that
a sad
way.
moment in your life that you're
I know.
deciding to be negative towards
Yeah,
people.
you
and
could choose to say, "Oh, this just isn't my thing," but I'm
Yeah.
glad it's here for other people. But no, if it's not your thing,
Yep.
why can't we just do drive-bys in that
I don't know.
situation? Don't
I
say,
don't know.
if you don't have anything nice to say, just keep on going.
I totally agree.
Or just keep doing it because it drives up views. So,
Like I said, I'm like, bring it. I don't get offended by anything because, like if somebody were to say that to my face, it probably would hurt. But
Gotcha.
if they're going to just hide behind their computers
Yeah.
and say it,
yeah.
I don't take any of that
I
offensively.
have gotten to that point because I used to even take that stuff personally.
Right.
Like, who do I think I am that they actually know who I am? Because they don't. I'm a random stranger, and for whatever reason, they're so miserable, in my opinion, in life. Something is so off kiltered or going the wrong direction that they've resorted to insulting strangers.
Right.
I don't think that says anything about me.
I don't think so either. And I feel that way a lot about, I try to talk to teenagers about this,
Yeah.
especially like tweens, teens, because again, hurt people.
Yes.
There's always a motivation behind it.
Yeah.
And think about what they're saying to you, because if they actually know you and they actually insult you in a way that's personal, that's one thing,
Yes.
right? But if they're just mocking you for whatever and they don't know who you are, don't even give that a second
There's
thought.
nothing of value in that in any way, shape, or form. And I think some people can have such an envy for other people because they're like, but I'm sitting here and I'm miserable and I hate my life, and who do you think you are to like move on and be happy or laugh or
Right.
be silly? I want you to feel miserable like I do. I'm angry, I'm mad, I want to lash out. Perfect strangers are safe people to do that to. They can't hurt you
Right.
physically. They can use words back, but it rolls off me now. So you're going to have to be a personal friend and say something pretty hurtful for me to be upset about it now. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that compliment.
Thank you. I will take that.
Yep. That
And
means
I
I
will
still
not
have enough
believe
red
it.
hair that people can tell I'm a redhead. So,
I
you know. I love it. I love that.
I am a redhead no matter what you are. You are so red yet. You will
I'm
always
gonna
be a
I'm gonna
redhead.
take one piece of my hair when I'm older and just have a red highlight, and
I
I'll be
think-
like, there.
yes.
This is my remnants of
Ode
red.
to red.
Yep. I love that so much. Your hair is growing. It's
Like
beautiful.
a
I
weed.
love it. I
know.
know. You posted that photo of you and Robert last night. I was like, look at how long her hair is. That's so awesome.
I know. We were just like, the last couple weeks have been a whirlwind as everything is falling into place, and it's getting descriptions of my group out. It's getting the official. I've got 24 weeks of stuff that I've written
amazing.
and done,
It's
and
amazing.
it's broken down into 4 different 6-week things, and looking at a calendar and laying that out and trying to like, okay, I'm doing morning ones, I'm doing evening ones. I have 3 of them going at the same time. Getting all of that coordinated because holidays are coming up.
Oh yeah.
So then, it's like with the hosts that are, donating space, getting that ready to go, and all of a sudden it's all ready to go.
So tell me, you're just talking like people know what this is, but tell me what your shirt is saying and who you are
Oh.
since we've done our last podcast.
So literally, I'm wearing this because I knew it was going to be a little chilly,
Yep.
and it was clean. So I'm like,
no,
oh,
I'm
I'll
glad
throw
you
it
have that on because
So-
I wanted you to talk
so,
about what you've been up
yeah,
to.
So what I have been up to is drum roll. Drum roll.
That was not a great drum roll, but I tried.
So this one says the caffeinated chaplain, and that's where I get to just blog. If it's a topic that's of interest, it may relate to group or it may not. But I'm just going to talk about something that interests me, and it might have some little hints or tips or maybe a little challenge, but all geared towards getting you out of that mud pit that we sometimes get comfortable sitting in. I've
Yes,
sat
we
in my
do.
mud pit, and I'm
Yep.
like, it's super uncomfortable, but I am comfortable here and I'm staying.
Yep.
And now that I'm out of it and I'm walking away from it and I'm feeling this way, I'm like, I need to go pull people out of there. I'm not getting in it with them. I will not sit
No,
in
you
there
won't.
with you, but I'll hang on to something and I'll reach for you to help pull you out of
Yeah.
it. So that part of it is my Well-Fed Love support group, which, yes, officially is meeting as a designated 24-week process geared towards healing for people that have gone through trauma or abuse situations.
Yes. We will make sure to put all the links to
So,
everything
yes,
in the description too.
There's going to be an online element to it. So anybody that's interested in the resources or following along but can't be there in person, it'll be available online. So I just want to pinch myself because I'm like, it was a dream. And I'm like, how lucky am I at this age in life to start a whole brand new career, literally doing things I'm passionate about.
I could not be more excited and more
So,
proud of you. Like this
yeah,
is, I
I
love
just-
seeing it all
yeah,
come together.
I'm happy.
It's,
I'm just
I can tell.
happy.
You're just
Yeah.
glowing.
Because I think people are gonna, it will benefit some people.
Some. Yes, just a few, like a handful. Oh my gosh, girl, you have no idea.
I want people to find their joy again.
Yes.
Because there is nothing better than feeling this way.
Yep.
And I am like, man, I want it to be contagious. And if I could get there, I know anybody can. So
Yep.
I'm like, nobody's too big a challenge. And if you think you are, you just try me.
I love that
Because
so
I'm
much.
very stubborn, I've heard. So, so I don't give up.
That's why you and I get along so well. I love that.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
I have been very busy doing that. But
Yeah.
now I'm happy to be at the point where it's just like, oh, the writing is done, the research is done,
Oh,
the
it's
trying to
amazing.
decide how it's going to flow in the topics
Yep.
and all of that. And my favorite thing about it is it's going to be co-ed because I believe men and women need to hear from each other.
Yeah, I think
because
so.
we can learn from each other.
Absolutely.
And I believe that transparency and speaking your truth out loud are all things that make that inner hidden stuff that you may be ashamed of or you're embarrassed about. All that goes away when you've said it because all of a sudden it's like, oh, the world continues. My friends are still here. Other people are like, oh, you too. I'm just like, I was shocked. It's remarkable. The thing you might fear the most,
Yeah.
people finding out about you,
Yep.
is actually the most freeing thing I've ever done in my entire life. And you are directly responsible for starting that. So thank you, my
Well,
friend.
it wasn't me, but yeah.
You were a big part of it. So thank you. You made
I was
me
just a tool.
comfortable. You are a tool. No, I like
She says you are a tool. Yes.
you provided the means in the space for me to tell it but you told it in a way that I knew came from a place of love and respect and care. It mattered to you how it was told, and
Yes.
that it showed through. And I was
Protected
very
it like it
proud
was
of
my
what
little
you did.
baby.
I know, I know, and I recognized it immediately. So it's
Yep.
been powerful.
Yay.
You deserve to be here. You deserve to be here.
I sure am glad that I made that decision
Yeah,
in
me too.
February to,
Ah.
well, January 27th, I guess, to make February different.
Yes.
But, and I love, so September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, right? So it's a very powerful month. The
I'd love to
September
talk
10th
about
is
it.
like World Suicide Prevention Day, which is we did the bike ride or the motorcycle
Yes.
ride on the 9th. And that's the 8th annual Malachi ride.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of Aaron's club brothers 7 years ago took his own life when he was 15. And the impact that his death had on his community was
It's the ripple effect.
The ripple
is
effect.
shocking.
I mean, his funeral was standing room only all around. I
Yeah.
mean, it was, and the impact that it had on my children's lives. Like
It's a
we
peer.
talk about it every year. I mean, we talk about it all the time. But like, they were at these ages. I mean, he was 2 years older than Alex.
Yeah.
And 4 years older than Logan. And we had just swam in a pool with him 2 weeks before this. Like
He's
we
very
hung out with
real
him
to
all the
them.
time.
Just
Right. Right.
Just a presence in real and
Yeah, and when we sat this year and we talked, because we always take the motorcycle ride and then we go to like a place that we do all these fun motorcycle games at, and then we break off and we go to his graveside.
Yeah.
And like last year when he turned 21, we had a drink with him, you know, and this year we went and Aaron fed him a White Claw, and his parents thought that was really funny because
I
he was going to think it was disgusting.
love
And
it.
but as we were sitting there talking, now this is 7 years, you know, it's been 7 years. He would have been 22. And we sat and we talked about, like, what would that look like? Like, we were talking about the fact that he made that choice
Yep.
before life got good. Like, all
know.
the things that life has to offer, really.
No, you're gonna make me
But
tear up.
but I thought
'cause
that was
I
a
understand
profound
it.
statement.
It's real.
It is so real, and so many of these kids don't realize how close that they are to freedom and amazing life and times. And being a teenager is hard. It is hard. It's so
It
hard.
is.
And there were no signs for him at all. Nothing. He had
Yeah.
prom tickets for the week after that. He had movie tickets for the next night.
Oh,
He had talked to
man.
his parents about an hour beforehand, asked them if they could drive him to the movies with his
So,
girlfriend.
literally nothing.
No, nothing. No note, no nothing. It was just a decision that was made.
This is hard for me to hear.
It's very hard, and it needs to be talked about.
We have to.
We have
we
to.
have two dear friends, and both their sons were 17 when they ended their life in the past 2 years. We just had a friend of ours whose husband ended his life 2 months ago. And watching her in the fallout of this, just trying to keep her head above water, and then I'll just get back to the obvious. September 27.
I know.
And when you said before life gets good, I'm like, that one hit me really hard because I would
Because
have
life
been
got
gone.
so good.
Look what has
Yep.
happened.
Yep.
Look what has happened. I
Yep.
would have been gone before any of this.
When
Any
you
of
said
this.
that date on your first filming, it felt like somebody hit me in the gut because it was like, that was like then. It was
It was
like
then.
just then.
It was.
And I just couldn't even have imagined what life would be like had you made that decision.
I know.
And I remember just sitting there like, you're in the middle of filming. Don't lose it. Like I
know.
but I kept hearing that date over and over and over and over in my mind.
I man, if there's anyone listening to this now that is thinking about it, or maybe you have that day like I did, and trust me, I know when that happens, you have this false sense of, oh, okay, Now I know I only have to get through to here, and you get this false sense of, oh, it's so much better. And I'm going to tell you that that's a lie. I understand it. I understand it. And I'm so sorry that you are feeling that way, but I'm living proof that the best things are waiting.
They
The
are waiting.
Best things. And I think that's why life is. I'm so determined to live it joyfully, because every moment I get right now are bonus moments
I know.
that I get, because I would have missed them all. I wouldn't be sitting here celebrating what you're doing. I would have never gotten to know you.
You wouldn't have a sweatshirt
Nothing.
with all the
My
people that you're
sweatshirt-
going to be impacting.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone back to school. I wouldn't be married to the best person in the world for me. I
The
would,
people at church wouldn't have heard your message today, and you wouldn't have
So
changed
much.
their lives.
I mean, I think of all the things when I said yes, I'm going to live life and I'm going to live it fully engaged, come
Right.
what may. I had no idea what was in store. So please hang on.
Yes.
Please hang on.
There were 26 suicides in the greater Grand Rapids area last month.
Yeah.
And I am a part of the Greater Grand Rapids Scanners.
Yes.
There's, I don't know, 80,000 people or
Yes.
something in it, but Lisa Judy is the one that runs it. And I love her mission with it, because it's educating people, and
Yeah.
she has gotten so much negativity, and it breaks my heart, because they're like, why are you telling us this? This is negative. No.
You need to hear it.
She's telling us these things because it needs to be
real.
like, we need to have these
Yeah.
conversations. It needs to be like, oh my goodness, this needs to stop, and we need to talk to people and like let them know that that is just
Yeah.
not the answer ever.
I know.
You can get out of any darkness.
You can.
It is
You
you
can.
are never too far away from the light.
And I
Even in the
know-
darkest, like, I picture, do you remember the story from like the 80s about the little girl that fell in the well?
Oh, Jessica.
Yes, Jessica, right?
Yes.
So she's in this well, right? Think about how dark that was.
And she
that
can't
she
move.
would never have been able to get out of it.
Can't move.
There were but she was in that darkness. We never ever thought they were
Alone.
going to be able to get her out.
We all thought we were
Right?
watching this little 2-year-old
That's what we
die
thought.
this way.
Right?
Upside down.
And I
wedged.
feel like that's how people feel.
Yes.
In those moments. They can't see anything around it. That's all they can see is the darkness and the suffocation and
Yes.
the feeling like it's never going to end. But then it
That's
did.
what it is.
But then
It's
it
that
did.
feeling, I don't want to feel like this anymore.
Yeah.
I promise you, it's not always going to be this way. I promise. I don't know who I'm talking to. I know there's somebody listening.
Every
'cause,
day
man,
has a brand new sunrise.
oh,
Every day.
it's a do-over every
It's a
day.
do-over. It's a blank slate. But you have to choose
Yes.
to make it a blank slate. My son had that the other day. He was at work and was sicker than a dog. It's like 95 degrees outside, and he is like, I can't do
Just,
this anymore. Like, it's such a hard day. And I just told him that I was praying for him and I loved
Yes.
him, and like, you can do this. And I was like, I am so proud of how hard you
Yes.
work and all of this, right? And he wrote me back and he was like, thank you. I really needed to hear those words. And then he said, tomorrow's a new day.
It is.
And I was like, oh, man.
It
because even earlier this year or a couple years ago, I don't think he would have said that. But he's getting to see, he's like halfway to 21, so getting there and getting to see that life is good. It's better
is
than
he seeing somebody?
he's 20 and he just
He's
turned 20.
6
But
months.
anyways,
He's
I
halfway
feel like
through
he's
his
halfway
year
through
to-
to 21. Anyways.
He should be.
Yeah, he's 20,
So-
but
but-
yeah.
Even over the period of time that I've known you, you've been increasingly more open with your personal struggles.
Yeah.
And that includes with your children. So you have a son who is watching a parent model for him the hard times, the getting through it, and it is a better day today.
That's true.
You're modeling that. He gets
Yeah.
to watch that and see that. Man, when you're in that, I mean, I love that well analogy. I mean, you're stuck, you're trapped,
Yeah.
it's dark, you're uncomfortable, everything's hurting. I mean, your whole entire world is now upside
It's
down.
upside
and-
down. Yep.
Yeah, I understand that part of you is like, I just don't want to be here anymore. And sometimes, oh, there's a new day every day. Maybe that sounds like it's too far away, but the next second isn't. The next minute isn't.
Right.
The next hour isn't. So make those little goals. Even that small. I've had to do that.
Tiny,
Just
little
make it 5 more seconds.
baby steps.
Make it
Yes.
a minute.
Yep.
Just
Yes.
hour. Just go another hour.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, okay, I did that hour. Okay.
I mean, we all do that at work, right? Like,
Yeah,
so we're like
no
counting down.
kidding.
Okay, I have 6.5 hours left. Okay,
Yes.
I have 4.5 hours
Yes.
left. But it's that same concept. I can make it through for the next hour. I can make it through for the next
Yes.
5 minutes. I can make it through for
Yep.
whatever it is. And yeah, you have those days, the days. And they're
yes.
like the whole world is just off. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, and
Like,
you just want to
what
close your eyes
happened?
and go to bed and be like, restart.
I'm done. Yep,
You
new
know,
day tomorrow.
like unplug the computer, plug it back in, because it
Can
just
we
keeps
do a
going.
reset,
It's like a
restart?
snowball. Once it starts, you're like, oh, of course that happened today. Oh,
Yeah,
of course
why
that happened today.
not?
Okay, But then the next day you can wake up and you're like, oh, all right, cool, sweet,
Yeah,
good
here
day
we
today.
go.
Yeah,
I know, it's remarkable.
and we
how
need to
it can-
remember that.
We do.
Because again, we get that tunnel vision
Yeah,
of
it's all you see sometimes is
yep.
just that. And if you have friends that are in your life, just be ever so thankful for them. And if you are a friend to somebody like that, I think my advice to them would be, in those moments, be present.
Right.
Don't offer all those, well, this worked for me, and
Oh, yeah.
maybe if you just got a job as a waitress. Or
Yep.
maybe, I remember when you said that one, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Be present. Be present.
Yeah.
And let them know that you're there, but that you're waiting for them here.
Well, and
Because it can start sticking to you after a while.
absolutely, yeah. That literally just happened on the drive here today. So I was talking to Aaron about how I'm in this anxiety and I can't figure out why,
Yeah.
and I just was wiggly and I couldn't get rid of it. And he says, I don't know how to fix it. He's like, there's nothing I can say, there's nothing I can do that's going to fix it.
Right.
And he said, but I just want you to know that you are good enough. And he just was speaking all of these words to me.
Yes.
And he's like, I just want you to know those things. But he knew that he couldn't fix it.
Yes,
Like,
for
I'm
sure. here
with you.
Yes.
I can tell you these
I'm
words,
present.
but I can't fix it.
And that's true for everybody. I'm one of those people, like, I want to fix it. I want to make it all
yeah.
better for everybody. And I used to try, thinking that I could. Silly me.
Yep.
Nobody, absolutely nobody, can fix it for somebody.
Right.
It has to start with that person that's in it. You can be present and you can
be
a consistent,
encouraging,
but you
yes.
will never be able to fix it. You will never be the reason they got over it. You'll never be the reason they didn't end their life. You will never be the reason. That's them.
Yeah.
So just be a constant presence in their life. But all that advice at times can just feel like, I can't do that.
Right.
And then it's just more stuff that you feel inadequate or incapable
Because you
of
feel
doing.
like, well, you just don't get it. You don't understand how this feels right now. So
Right
yeah,
now in
that's
this
great
moment.
that works for you. But
Yeah, wonderful. How
right. Yeah. No,
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And I know they mean well, but
Always.
that doesn't mean that it's good to do.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you can really hurt people when you mean well.
I find
So-
just listening or just being present.
Yes.
Like, for example, and this was, I love when things are relevant, like that happen, and then we're talking about them. I'm like, oh, I have an example.
Yes.
So today, one of my children was just having a funk, whatever. I still don't know what it was, but just
Right.
off in a funk. My initial reaction in my brain was like, knock it off. Why are you behaving this way? I just wanted to be like, knock it off. And
What's
then
your
I didn't.
problem?
I didn't say anything.
Right.
I let it be. I talked to my husband about it quietly. And then I thought, I don't think in any way yelling at this child or reprimanding or talking to them is going to help. There's something going on that is causing them to feel this way, to have this anxiety, to have
Yes.
this reaction. And so I slowed myself down and I thought, just be kind. Be as kind. They need love. They need kindness. This is what they need right now. And so this child walked past me again, and I was like, hi. And they didn't acknowledge. And I was like, okay, this
right.
is teenagers, you know, and 20s and teens or whatever. And then they came back again, and they said, what did you want? I said, I just wanted to tell you hi and I love you and offer a hug.
And that was it.
And they were like, maybe when I find what I'm looking for. Okay.
Okay,
But
it'll
again,
be here.
I didn't push.
Yes.
I just stood in the kitchen and waited,
Yes.
you know, and they came back through and I said, may I give you a hug? Sure. But they didn't hug me back. And so I just
was
hugged.
it
Oh,
arms
yeah.
by
Oh,
the
very
side?
much. Yeah. And so I like hugged, and then this particular child just left and said, on the way out the door, it's just like when you feel this way, and walked out. And instantly I knew their anxiety had been raised and they needed to remove themselves from the house, from the situation, whatever it was, and clear their
Right.
heads, whether it's going for a
Yes.
walk or a drive or a bike or whatever. But they said that to me on the way out the door,
Yes.
just like when you feel this way. And I was like, instantly, I got it.
I understand
I'm tracking.
exactly what you need.
Yep. And they know that I do that
I love
when
it.
I need to escape. I'm just like, I got to go for a drive. I have to get
Mm-hmm.
out of this environment, because I don't know about you, but if I get all in that
And I stay
and I
there,
don't remove myself from
Right.
wherever I'm at, I can't.
something's going to go
I like
bad.
literally can't get out of it. I
Right.
have to change the scenery,
Yes.
because otherwise it won't. And it does it pretty quickly.
It's remarkable.
Sometimes I just drive
Removing
around the
yourself
block
from
or I
it, and
walk.
then you're like, what am I doing? Like,
And then the
no.
power that it had over you, it doesn't anymore. And you're like, oh, all right, now I feel a little bit more normal and in control, and like,
Yes,
okay, we've
I
got
can
this.
return.
Yeah.
And what would have happened in those moments for you if you would have had somebody yelling at you, hounding you,
Oh, today could have
belittling
gone
you?
really badly
Yeah.
because of where that child was at. If I would have engaged improperly,
Yep.
it probably would have been like an entire day situation, and there would have been a huge blowout and all
Right.
of that. And I did genuinely keep thinking, you have a fully formed prefrontal cortex. You have to be the adult. I'm not even kidding you. That was going through my mind at the time. Like, you're a grown up. Remember, you're a grown up.
I've got all my brain.
Yes.
Theirs ain't done yet. So
Yes. Oh man, yeah. It was quite funny to think of the science behind it while it was happening.
Yes. I love that you brought that up. And if there's parents listening and they're, and if they have kids in this age group, or family members, whoever it may be
Right.
that's going through it, these can be good, helpful things of advice, because you can get to a point at times where you want to pull your hair out, like, oh my goodness, this
Oh, yeah.
again. And it can be difficult to maintain your patience. It can be difficult to talk kindly. It can be difficult to even want to hug them.
Oh yeah.
But step back from it and try to imagine, what would I need when I am just going through it?
That is 100% it right there.
Yes.
That is it. What would I need in
Yes.
this moment? What do
Yes.
I want? And then you give that to them.
Yes.
Because
They're
I know
entitled
for
to
a
it
fact-
as much as we are.
I know for a fact in the past I've gotten this particular situation wrong. Different context, different kids and stuff, but like
Right.
when I engage in it, it's like why? It's like pouring gas on a fire.
Oh, I know.
And so, I mean, there was like stomping and door slamming and all of that. And again, it was like, don't respond.
Don't
react.
react.
Don't respond.
Don't react. I think
It's just like a tall tantrum.
we can perceive it as being disrespectful
I agree.
or immature or unnecessary or whatever you want to fill in the blank. We can put a negative label on it. Again, taking that step back, they need an outlet for
Completely.
what
Oh,
this
yeah.
is. And if it's slamming a door, well, that's a whole lot better than if they're punching somebody in the face. Or
Exactly.
sometimes you need to let off a little bit of steam so you can safely, in a much more healthy way,
Yeah.
maybe look at and address what's really going on under it. But oh, for heaven's sakes, yelling at them, punishing them, demanding that you put a smile on your face, it better
Right.
look.
Nope.
Stop.
Nope.
Just stop.
I think a lot of times parents forget that their kids have their own stressors.
Oh,
They
yes.
have their own lives that they're stressed about. And us as parents, of course, we're adults. We've got all these adult stresses and all of that.
Yeah.
But I do think that so often we look at our kids and we just think they're kids. What do they have to be stressed about? What do they have in their
What
lives?
do kids have to be stressed about? What do kids' lives look like today compared to
Right.
even us?
Yeah.
We had a lot more free time, a lot more time to hang out with friends, just coming and going, hanging around outside.
Not
in
having to get permission
childhood.
for anything, just going and doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
it looks so different. One of the things that I've been most surprised about in my studying for the sermon I gave today.
I love it. It was a real sermon. You don't have to use quotation.
I know. And I'm like, oh, because I'm not like anybody I know, and I say things different, but people seem to really like it, so that was good. But what I found in it is that it's been scientifically studied and proven that children that lack playtime and that free time for creativity suffer things like feelings of isolation,
Oh, wow.
depression, an inability to manage change, an inability to learn self-control, an inability to learn social skills. And it all manifests even greater when they become adults because they've never learned at the child stage. So now we have adults that have never learned proper life coaching or coping
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
And I found it remarkable because it was 3 different studies that I read from 3 different countries that when I condensed it all and made notes on them and compared, exactly the same results came of it. And they said it's necessary that play and fun needs to continue as adults because it leads to things like depression, anxiety, isolation, a lack of connection to people. It was just, and I'm like, it's what we're seeing.
Right.
It's what we're seeing all around. So,
Well, and I agree with that. And I think like rest time is part of that too.
For sure.
I know for myself, I haven't had literally a hot second of rest time lately. And my
Right.
body is screaming at me
Yes.
because of it.
we're not meant to
It's-
go 7 days.
I cannot keep going at the level that I've been going for the past 2 weeks. There's no
No.
way I can maintain that.
No.
And so this morning I was like, yesterday I woke up and I felt like I didn't sleep at all, right? Which I did, but
Yeah.
I just felt like I hadn't. So all day long I was just done, and I'm standing
Yeah.
here and I'm talking to people and I'm like, everything hurts. I'm so tired. I had Aaron come pick me up early because I'm like, I
Please.
can't do it anymore.
I know I saw your message
Oh
and you're
my
like, I'm
gosh.
so glad you said that because
Yes.
I'm at home and I'm just
I
like,
already
hope
was. I
you're-
was in my sweats
I
and
was
like all
picturing
bundled
you
up.
in all your comfy clothes under a blanket.
I
That's
was under a
exactly
blanket.
how I
Yep.
pictured it, and I'm like, Robert, she
Yep.
is where she needs to be.
I had so much editing to do. I was
Yeah.
like, this is crazy. But yeah, I
it
mean,
ended up working great because I finished up all my notes and stuff that I
Yay!
needed for this
Good.
morning, and today is great.
that's so perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's important that we do take time to play and we do take time to rest and we do take
Play and
time to
rest.
shift our brains away from constant responsibility and
Yes.
the to-do lists and all of those things and just
Yes.
be. Like Labor Day weekend was
need
that
to.
for me. I took 5 days. We had
You
barely
look
any
happy.
service and I just was. And it was exactly what my entire body needed.
It refreshes in such a way. It's amazing.
Yep.
Robert and I have committed, and it's much easier for me to do this than it is for Robert. My husband is a doer, make things happen. He thrives on multiple, and he will go, but then it's from morning to well after
Yeah, he doesn't have an
sunset.
off switch.
You know, that addictive
Yes.
personality
Oh, yeah.
he has, it may
Yep.
not be drugs anymore, so now it's other things.
Right.
And I watch it, and I've seen it where I'm like,
Yep.
so we just sat down and we're talking. I wasn't upset. It was more a concern for him because I could see it in his mental
Right.
state. And we're down to 1 day a week. 1 day, whichever day we decide it's going to be, it's off limits to work.
Awesome.
off
I need
limits.
to implement that
I
into
know.
my
We're-
life.
And we started trying to compare schedules, and we're like, how do we do? And we're like, if our lives are too busy to make that happen, we're doing life wrong.
I love that.
Because everything, I'm like, and the more I was, studying and prepping, I'm like, now I've got science even backing up.
oh man, conviction,
And
right?
It was tremendous, the benefits of having that one day. And no matter how chaotic the other 6 were, it's like your mind always knows, but just ahead is a break.
I love that.
It is remarkable
It
what
breaks
that
it down
does.
into smaller
Yes.
instead of I have my vacation in 6 months or whatever,
For
you
sure.
know. Every week,
Every
you
week
can count
there is
down.
a day,
Yeah.
and it's a day spent doing whatever it is that brings you joy, that helps you relax. 'Cause
Yes.
Robert's all like, so I wanted to do some stuff like creative, like on the computer, but is that? And I'm like,
Is
it's
that
not.
work? Is
I
it
know.
not?
And I'm like, does it bring you pleasure?
Right.
Are you enjoying it? And this isn't something that's like work is saying you have to. He goes, no, I just really like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please do.
Exactly.
We are in our 2nd week of it.
Yay!
We've done this twice.
I love it.
And we already see a difference. Like, we are looking forward to that particular day. It's everything else is easier
Yeah.
because we know. So
I might have to start with like a half a day
to do it.
and then oh my gosh,
Yes.
look at this golden.
oh, hi, cute
so
dog.
sweet.
Hi.
Oh my goodness.
Hi,
I miss our golden that we had.
you're gonna be
oh, so
famous.
sweet. Look at
what a
this.
beautiful
I
dog.
love it.
Oh, do you fit in my purse? Okay, you can come
Oh, yeah,
home.
that'd be a
I
nice
would take
big
them
purse, like a
all.
duffel
I know,
bag.
Robert, look what I found at ArtPrize. Hi, sweetness.
Oh my gosh, we have to get another golden one day.
Oh,
we
sorry.
had-
Heidi loves dogs. I'll be back in a minute.
Yep.
Thanks
we're
for
we're
visiting,
highly
buddy.
distracted out here.
Thank you.
Oh,
Pet
yes.
a dog. That helps make you feel better, too.
It does.
Pets.
Pets help
if you
so
like
much.
animals or
Yeah.
pets or something, and especially for people struggling to stay in communication with somebody,
Yep.
having a pet that you are responsible for is often a reason to get
that
out of bed.
pet needs you.
Yes.
That it cannot survive without you. You
And they
have to
love you
feed
all
it.
the
You have
time.
to,
Unless it's a cat.
Well, cats are a whole different breed of life, but no, I agree. Like even today when I was like silently experiencing my anxiety sitting on the couch, he saw it and I said,
Silently
and I
experiencing
was
my-
too. I wasn't saying anything, but he spotted it and I looked at him and I said, I cannot tell you what's going on right now because I will absolutely lose
Right.
it. And I said, and I can't do that right now. I said, I'm not
Yeah.
ignoring you. I
Don't
said, I
make
just
people
can't.
talk if they say
Right.
that.
Right. I just couldn't. And all I said was that, and the dog came over and sat next to me, and he says, "Look at how even she knows,
They
that
do.
something
They
is
do.
wrong or whatever." But they do. They know, and then they just come and they want to love you and comfort you. and-
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. No, I
So,
think that's a really good
I've
advice.
had days where the only reason I've gotten up and done anything is because I had a dog
Yeah.
that relied on me, like
Yep.
looking at me like I really don't want to have to do my business in the house. So could
Yeah.
you please get up and take
I'd really
care of
rather
me,
not get yelled at for
please?"
having to, you know.
And they're
yeah.
just looking at me like I love you so much. I really have to go outside.
Your dogs do love you so much, like
They're
so
obsessively-
intensely, like, Mama. it's just very sweet. It really is. Yeah.
She's not exaggerating. If you saw the obsession that that they
Yes.
have, 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nutmeg prefers Robert, but the
That's
other
okay.
2
I guess you
are
can share with
just
him.
like. But Bonnie is almost like a little like the new little pepper that came into her life. She's like, "What are you doing moving in on
Yeah.
my mom?"
Yeah.
So she's all like trying to pull out her dominant thing. She's like this 3-legged dog.
Oh, she's
But
so fierce though.
The
like,
new one is like, "Oh, she's missing a front leg. I'm gonna go after her other front leg."
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? That is so funny.
It's
That is so
hilarious.
funny.
So they, it looks like they're having a ferocious battle, but the tails are wagging
Oh yeah.
and having
As long
the
as the
time
tails
of
are
their
wagging,
life,
you're good.
So,
I love that.
so yes, they love me fiercely, but
Yep.
they're very good for me though,
Yeah.
because I have my days.
Yep.
I have those hard days,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes just knowing all they want is just for me to know how much they love me.
Yep.
They don't even want anything. Maybe throw food in that dish if you get to it, but
So,
Or I'll eat yours. That's okay.
oh yeah, our dog comes up and just like, and I
So-
swear she goes into a trance sometimes. Like she,
are you still
so I'll be
there?
like, Penny, and she's like, oh,
and I'm
was
back.
I still staring straight at you, right in front of you? I didn't realize.
I'm so
okay,
sorry. Okay, I'll just
Yeah. So
Hi.
I have a funny story, not dog related, but kid related.
I would love to hear.
So I don't know what day it was this week, but I'm going to make that child stop doing that in a minute. But anyways, I've been really busy,
Yes.
obviously. Been down here every day after work and setting up and all of that. So I had said to my family, can you please each do
Is
your
that how
own
you say it?
Yes.
Family?
Can you please each do your, and I actually talked to them individually. Can you please each do your own dishes just during ArtPrize? That would be so helpful. I'm not asking you to do all the dishes, just do your
Yes.
own so I can keep up with them, right? Well, Tuesday night I get home and I was like, do we live in a hoarder's house? Like it was absolutely, I don't even really have words for it. Maybe it was Wednesday night. I don't remember what night it was, but I hadn't been home like at all. I work 8 hours during the day and then I was coming here and I was just exhausted and I'd go to bed. So I think it was Thursday. I finally had a day off of work, right? So I didn't have to work and then come here. I had the whole day off. And so I did the dishes.
What did you do, Sarah?
I did all the dishes.
Did
I
you?
dried all the dishes, and then I hid all the dishes. So my entire cupboard is empty, except for the very tall, like the top shelf has like spices and koozies on it. And then I took all the silverware as well, and I was like, no, we're not even using silverware. So I took everything. There's no cups, there's no bowls, there's no plates, there's no silverware. They had leftover containers if they wanted to use those, and pots and pans, right? I left those. I'm so kind.
Well, so
And I hid all the rest. And then on the counter, I put plastic cups and plastic silverware. I don't have any paper plates right now, otherwise I may have let them use those. And pretty much it was like, now figure this out.
there you go.
Yeah.
Point made.
Yeah, like if you're going to be not doing what I asked you to, then you are not going to, none of them, not one of them have said anything to me
They
about
haven't
it.
said a word?
They have talked to Aaron about it and expressed how stupid it was, but not one of
They're
them have
wondering
talked
what
to me.
else they're
at
gonna.
all.
What else is she gonna take?
They have not said not one word. It's quite funny. Yeah. So
I love your ways.
I don't
Mama.
know. Like somebody was like, "How long is this gonna last?" I'm like, "Till I change my mind."
Yeah, till
I'm like,
I'm-
"Till I'm not annoyed about it anymore." So yeah, it was quite funny. That's my funny story of the.
I'll confess that I secretly have seen every episode of Hoarders. I kind of have a secret love of watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a paramedic, I've had to work inside of said legit hoarder houses.
Right.
and
No.
It's not a place you want to be in.
It's pretty much my worst nightmare.
Oh.
It really is. And I like did I tell you about the hoarder's house
Oh,
that I
yeah.
went? So
Yeah.
the customer was so pleased with us that she was like, "We might invite you to come back." And I was like, anybody else can. That would be just fine.
I think
Please
I'm busy.
don't please
I'm
don't make
busy.
me. Please don't make me. Nicest people in the world. Like seriously, like the best people in the world, but I can't do that extent of clutter is just enough
In-
to
Hoarding houses, I quickly realize, can vary in the type of hoard. There's
Yes.
the clean hoarders,
yeah. That's to me like a
and then there's
cluttered
the
house.
paper hoarders,
Right.
And then there's the mentally ill. Now we're talking garbage, food, and other such things. We're not going to.
That's what my kitchen looked like. There were corn dog sticks, like in with the dishes in the sink, and I'm like, are you kidding
me.
There was like unidentified food that I don't even know what it was, like on the top of this, and I'm like, what is?
Do you want to put your hands in that? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. What makes you think I want to? Oh.
Oh, I was just. Yep, and the whole time I was so calm. I knew my plans. I was so
Doesn't
calm.
that make it better?
I was like, la la la.
Don't get
like,
mad,
like
make a
sing-songing, like ha 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 ha. I went and found all these crates to put the plates in, and then I put it in my office, right, under just a blanket. I'm like, because nobody's gonna come looking. They're not gonna come looking. They're not gonna look under a blanket in my office. Like that's just not. They can't find the ketchup on the door of the refrigerator. They're not going to find the plates. Yeah.
love this
It's
so
quite funny.
much.
It was quite
You're
funny.
very creative.
Yeah. And then there was one more story, and this is so now I'm navigating how to live with 2 adult children, right? In my house.
Those dynamics are different.
Learning this, right? And so they're also learning how to coexist as
Right.
adults, you know.
Because it's a two-way street. This isn't
It
just
is.
you having to learn how to navigate it. They also do.
Yeah. All right. So we'll end with this story.
Okay, I'm
and
ready.
so, you know, like when you are living in a shared space with shared laundry facilities. Oh my goodness. So cute.
Oh, cuteness.
Okay, so sorry.
So there's a set of laundry. There's a washer and a dryer,
Yes.
right? And there are 5 of us that have to use it.
Yes.
And we all have places to be and things that we need to. Anyways, so I had my underwear, well, with other things, but I didn't have any clean underwear. So I had put a load of
Yes.
laundry in, and I was like, all right, I need this before I go down to ArtPrize so that I can
Must
be
have
wearing
it.
clean underwear. I thought was important.
Because something could happen, and I need to
You
have clean
never know
underwear.
when you have to go to the hospital and they know that you don't have clean underwear on. So
I worked in a hospital. We didn't care about that. But
I always think
just-
think
it's good
about
to
it.
put clean underwear
I also
on.
really like to wear clean underwear, so I felt like that was a good thing. So anyways, so I go down, I do the laundry, whatever, and I go down to put it in the dryer, and it's already in the dryer. And I thought, oh, how nice, right? That was nice of
Yes.
this particular child to have moved the laundry over. And then I was told, not questioned,
Oh.
told that if my stuff is not dry by the time this person needed to put their stuff in order to go to the place they were going to, they were going to take mine out and put theirs in, and that was how it was going to be. And I was like, excuse me, hi. This is
Excuse me.
my house with my laundry facilities, which you are using. And I was like, I will not be spoken to and demanded of. I
For
said, if you
sure.
would like to ask me a question, that's fine.
Yes.
I said, but I as well need to go somewhere today.
And I'm
and
not
I
sitting
need
in
to
wet
have my,
underwear,
right.
so-
So this child says, your clothes were so wet that I could barely lift them over into the washing or into the dryer. So it's going to take yours a long time to dry. And I stopped.
You're like,
And I was
"What?"
like, what? What do you mean? Well, it was like dripping on the floor. So apparently the washer had finished but not
Didn't
spun
spin it.
all of the clothes. So literally
it's
dripping.
sopping.
Dripping. The carpet was wet,
Oh,
right?
no. Oh.
Drip. So it had been drying for an hour at that point. So I opened the dryer, and I can literally still wring my clothes out. That's how wet they were when this child put it in the dryer.
Holy-
So I said, oh my gosh, I was sitting upstairs. I'm like, come and get me. I'm like, if I'm not here, text me, call me. I'm like, because is this typical? I'm like, you've done laundry. I'm like, is this how clothes are? No. The clothes were still wet after they had dried
For over an hour.
for over an hour. And then I still tried to run them, and they still weren't dry by the time I
my
had to come to ArtPrize.
We're talking wet.
So wet. And so I was like, okay, first of all, I'm like, there's laundry etiquette. Second of all, I'm like, you're going to break my dryer. Dryers are not designed to have sopping wet amounts of water put into
All
them.
that weight, though.
Anyways, so after Aaron had put them back in the washer, spun it again, then we dried them, and it still took an hour after that to get them to the point where it was dry enough to wear. So anyways, so learning to navigate with adult children is so fun. And yeah,
Thank you for
that's been my week. And it's just one of those things where I'm so busy I haven't really fully gotten upset about things. I've just kind of been like, okay, this is what we're going to do with it.
This is what I love
Yeah.
about this, because we literally never know.
We never know.
I'm so happy to hear that your underwear finally got dry.
I now have clean underwear, and I'm a happy person again.
Yes.
And so Aaron was like, maybe you need to buy some more underwear because you keep running out. I was like, okay, I might need to do that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyways.
But until then,
Yeah. So
Oh,
on that
that
note, we're gonna end our podcast from ArtPrize. Thank you so much for
Yes.
watching. And
so fun.
we will
Pink is
be
a great color on you.
Thank you, Webster's Market, for allowing us to be here, for allowing us to film today. And yeah, we just really appreciate you.
This
and
is wonderful out
yeah,
here.
we've really enjoyed it. And I
Yes.
hope that everybody that got to wave on camera feels very special, because that was really cute. They would turn around and like
How about
wave.
the ring the bell boy?
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
even behind us,
That
dude,
boy wanted to be on camera real bad.
He was jonesing to
Yeah,
be.
he was
I
too.
could tell
Yep.
watching. And
Yep. All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.